What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Last But Not Least podcast. It's your host, Mr. Snapper Soul.
It's your boy KG.
You already know. And today we're going to do a review video. We ain't did none of these before, but I've seen these online, and I actually like the kind of back and forth commentary that you can get to watching somebody's video and to be able to give your thoughts on a certain situation. So a topic that's not unfamiliar on this channel is Mr. Jonathan Majors.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, sir. We said we might do a part 2, and this officially is it. So for those who are unaware, more information is coming out on the Jonathan Majors case. Apparently, New York City police actually arrested the girlfriend after Jonathan Majors turned in evidence to local law enforcement.
You know what he said?
What's that?
Take that shit to trial,
Bitch, take that shit to trial, man. I started selling dope back in 1986. No, yeah, for those, was it Big Pokey?
Yeah.
Shout out to him. For those who don't know that record, shame on you. That is a classic. Shame on you. So we are on
What up,
YouTube.
I am yo.
Excuse me. And we are on mediocre tutorials and reviews. There's a gentleman on here, the Real MTR. Shout out to you. He has a pretty big following on here, so we definitely wanted to see what his thoughts were on this situation and to give our thoughts as well. So let's go ahead and play the video, and you guys stay tuned. See what we got here. All right.
A 911 call in a Manhattan apartment where a preliminary investigation found that the 33-year-old actor and woman were involved in a domestic dispute. Take note of preliminary investigation. That's where they determine that you're guilty until proven innocent. Nevertheless, Majors was arrested on the scene, even though he called the cops, and held on suspicion of strangulation, assault, and harassment after the woman told police that she was assaulted, according to the police statement. She was transported to the area hospital after suffering minor injuries to her head and her neck, police said. Priya Chaudhry, who's John Majors' criminal defense lawyer, later told Insider in a statement that Majors was the victim in the altercation with a woman that he knew. Chaudhry said that Majors' team was gathering and presenting all the evidence to the Manhattan DA with the expectation that all charges will be dropped imminently. Now, this evidence includes video footage from the vehicle where this episode took place, the witness testimony from the driver and 2 others who saw and heard the episode, and most importantly, 2 written statements from the woman recanting these allegations.
That's one thing that's very important that a lot of people kind of glanced over, right? Jonathan Majors had the testimony of the driver who had the car, because obviously it's Jonathan Majors. He ain't driving his own car.
Right.
He had a driver who testifies that not only did he not put his hands on this girl, he didn't even raise his voice. They had video footage, thank God for that, in the car that shows the altercation.
What did she think she was gonna get away with?
I don't know exactly what her rationale for this would have been, but I mean, I'm glad that some of these parameters are in place, because if not, this could be very ugly for Jonathan. Just crazy.
The lawyer wrote in a statement. Now indulge me for a quick minute. Let's think through the timeline of events here. Man calls the cops on woman. Police intervene. Police hear a woman allege assault from that man that called the cops. Man gets arrested. Man gets charged with 6 counts of assault and 3 counts of harassment. In the court of public opinion, man found guilty until proven innocent. He was dropped from his management team. He was dropped from his PR team, and he was dropped from ad sponsors and a slew of movie roles. Majors was dropped from the U.S. Army's Be All You Can Be ad campaign. Now, it's been reported that Majors has been dropped from the Protagonist Pictures movie, The Man in My Basement, as well as Otis Redding's biopic that was also in the works. Additionally, Majors has been cut loose from another ad campaign for the MLB Texas Rangers baseball team. He was also scheduled to star in an upcoming biopic of Dennis Rodman's career. Now that is also up in the air as well, although I think that's probably a good thing. So of course, across the internet land, we had a split of opinion, and it was really just 2 separate camps. Either you were in much more of the feminist, I can't stand men, if not hate men, bandwagon where you said, damn, Jonathan Majors, we thought so highly of you. You were in the top of your career. Why would you do such a thing? Down with the man, lock him away, and throw away the key. Versus the other side of the coin, which is the much more logical. Hey, there's two sides to every story. Let's hear his side of the story first before we prosecute any further outside of the law. We just went through Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. Bitches be lying.
While I think he's a talented actor, there is no room to defend or deny anything that we are currently told about his actions. Like, not for nothing, a lot of us don't know this man.
So far, there is conclusive evidence that supports that he is an abuser.
This is a story we're going to be talking about for weeks, but it sounds like Jonathan Majors is a real life villain.
If you read the article, they're describing how there is visible injuries on this woman, and that was enough grounds for the police to arrest him.
Okay, I just want to stop right there, right? When we did our Jonathan Majors episode, I had my doubts, right? Initially, I had my doubts. And the reason behind it, y'all, is that I'm definitely not a woman hater, right? And I understand women go through a lot. You know, let me just point that out. I understand that. But I do want to say that there's something to be said about being able to convict somebody of something with little to no proof, right? And I think we live in a society where it is important to have proof because a perspective is such, it sways very easily.
That's true.
The second that people said that Jonathan Majors was accused of hitting a white woman, no less, everybody threw this man underneath the bus, and I was just like, hey, let's pause, let's pump the brakes a little bit here because the details sound a little sketchy to me. And we all know about a woman scorn. You know how women act when they get upset, emotional, or whatever you would have you. And
Not to mention, she was drinking.
She was drinking. You know what I'm saying? They actually went and pulled the NYPD's officer's chest cam, where they asked her, I think some 19 times, how did you get injured?
Damn.
She responded by saying, I don't know. The police continued to coerce her into saying, are you sure he didn't do it?
Wow.
Using different verbiage to ask the same thing. Like, they really positioned themselves to establish probable cause to arrest Jonathan Majors. And he's losing out on millions upon millions of dollars because of this instance where it doesn't sound like he did anything wrong.
Exactly. So in that case, do the people that let him go, does he go back to them? Do they come back?
I wouldn't go back. I would sue him though. Anybody who was in business with me prior, who dropped me in the midst of a charge that I had not been convicted of, you're getting sued. There is a lawsuit afoot. The U.S. Army, whatever company was producing the Otis Redding joint that he was supposed to do, the Dennis Rodman movie that don't need to be made, I'm suing. I am suing y'all because
I think Dennis Rodman needs to be made.
that it got made though. Like there was a Dennis Rodman movie that got made.
You talking about Double Team?
No. That was trash with Jean-Claude Van Damme. That was terrible. Who ever thought Dennis Rodman could act? I don't get it. I mean,
he acted on the court. You know, he had to do.
I think that wasn't act. I think that was how he really was with the dresses and stuff he would wear and all the crazy. He was 6'9" before 6'9". That's crazy.
Yeah.
But no, I mean everybody who turned their back on Jonathan Majors should be sued. Marvel's the only company that hasn't officially turned their back. They quiet about
They
it.
quiet, but they stuck by him.
They stuck by him because they invested a lot.
Yeah.
They did a lot.
And he probably called like, look, this all this is bull. Just
Yeah.
stick with me. Trust me, all of it's bull.
Yeah, because you know what Eddie Murphy said? Must be good. Evil must be good. No, I just hate to see this, and especially with black men. And then like I feel like if y'all follow me on Snapchat for some years, y'all know like I felt like there's been an attack on masculinity for the last 6 years, where anything that's masculine has been kind of deemed as negative, is overbearing. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things that men can't openly be men anymore. We can't talk about the things that we want women to do without looking like we're controlling, without being abused. Case in point, Jonah Hill. Jonah Hill's in the news because he broke up with his girlfriend and sent her a message saying, hey, I don't like the fact that you post pictures of your bikini, you and your bikini on social media. She said that he was abusive and controlling. I have no idea. And I want to make sure that women hear this, right? This is my camera. No man wants to deal with a woman who's willing to show her body off to other men. Now, granted, he may have met you when you did that, right? Respectfully, I get that. Well, this is how you met me. You should be okay with it. No man is okay moving forward in perpetuity with you showing your ass on TV or showing your ass on social media. That's supposed to be something for him to see. That's supposed to be something special for him. And if it ain't special for him, what we doing?
Nothing, I guess.
You know what I mean? Okay, so let me ask you, like, okay, so when you lay up with a female, whenever you decide to lay up with a woman, right? The idea that you were special enough to get the box makes you, it's something prideful that you can kind of ride home with.
Right.
If you find out that you was just the next dude with a ticket,
it don't mean shit.
that whole experience is diminished because I was just next. It wasn't like she, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Because my riz, as y'all like to say, my riz was on point.
My riz was on point. My riz was on
So
point.
I got it to the crib. You know, we chopping it up, about to do what we do. And then you find out that you just another dude used the same riz to get what she gave.
Exactly. And then
Don't
it's
mean nothing to me now.
Right. And I mean that's why you differentiate like hoes from prostitutes, because prostitutes, anybody can sleep with them as long as you got the money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you good. But you know, a hoe, she's still selective. She just don't get paid for it. So
Yeah, that's true.
it's like a different balance that you got to strike. But it's like no man is okay with that. And because a man tells you I'm not okay with that, that is not abuse, bro.
It's not abuse, it's not control. It's just a preference on if you consider our whatever we got going on as important to you as it is important to me.
Right.
So if I say don't take your clothes off or don't be showing bikini pictures and on that online, then don't do it. If you want to remain with me or remain in this relationship.
Well, so that taps into the next thing, right? Where you start asking females like, okay, if you got with a man and he said, I'm gonna need you to delete your social media, would you do it? Most females say no.
They say no.
Most
They
of them.
don't say it's they got the social media for a reason. It's for my career, it's for my job, it's for my entrepreneurship. Cool. That's fine. Would you delete your personal page?
Right. And it's still gonna be a no. And respectfully, it's still gonna be a no. And you know why it's a no? Because they always hiring.
Yeah.
Like Instagram, guys, you gotta understand, Instagram is like Indeed for dating, right? You are literally showcasing what you have to offer a man in a lot of cases on social media. So whether that's the buns, whether that's the rack, whether you know you're doing TikTok challenges or whatever like that, you twerking or whatever, you're showcasing to the world what you have to offer. You're showcasing to the world your body. Oftentimes you're not showcasing to the world your intellect. That's not something that people click on. So it's a reflection of thirst traps. It's a reflection of how insecure you are because you have to have these posts up and you have to have these men in your DMs to feel secure about who you are. So they won't delete it because if they do, then they go back to square one if we don't work. And now I don't got no guys in my DMs. Now I'm depressed. Now I don't feel like I am desirable. And that's a problem because how can you ever really put your all into a relationship if you really wasn't all the way in it?
Yeah, the whole Instagram, man, I dated this one chick, and every time she came over, it was like she went straight to her Instagram page. Like, why? I thought you came over here to chill with me, but you taking pictures and strolling on Instagram, so you not even here with me. You hit on the Instagram using my Wi-Fi.
Yeah, pretty much. What's the Giga thing? What they was talking about?
I don't know. What?
She's like a Giga Cougar or something like that.
Nah,
Like,
I ain't heard of that.
they just come over your house to use your internet up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, But that's legit though. Like, it's like, come on, man. Like, how can we really, like, Drake had a line where he was just saying, some female posted, your latest post is leave me alone, but you crying out for help. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, it's become like one of these things where we have to dissect your social media page because you feel like less of a person.
But that's what people do. They go to, you say, you don't even ask for a phone number no more. What's your Instagram? What's your TikTok? So you can go look and dissect what they got going on to see if it's even worth your time.
Right. But what's funny is that motherfuckers will give out their Instagram before they give out their phone number. But I would argue that the Instagram is way more intimate than your phone number.
It is, because now I see everything. I see your pictures, your bikini shots that you probably ain't showed everybody, your babies, your family, all that. I see all that. I see the comments. I see what you wrote, all that stuff.
Yep. I can even see which niggas been thirsting over you. You know what I'm saying? All I gotta do is
you probably can see which one that actually hit.
Yep. Exactly. No, because don't think that don't happen. Right. Like, you go to a female page, you go through 5 or 6 pictures. There's one nigga that liking all these pictures. You go to that nigga page and you liking his pictures too. Okay, y'all done linked up. Yeah. Y'all done linked up. You've been synced about. You've been found out about. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I think Jonathan Majors and Johnny Depp are two, and even Jonah Hill to a lesser degree, are two examples of like just how society has changed on masculinity and how they've kind of demonized it. And as soon as they're found in the wrong, they start walking back their positions quietly. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's been no public apology for Johnny Depp and the people who accused him of being an animal.
She might have did it private.
Maybe, but I'm saying the social media outlets, right? Everybody that was saying Johnny Depp is this and Johnny Depp is that, nobody's coming to his
saying
hey,
sorry for,
we wrong.
Right.
We messed up on that. We used the intel that we thought we had and it wasn't right.
They just said Johnny, he'll take that one on the chin and keep it moving.
Right, but his career probably will never bounce back.
From what it sounds like, he don't want it to. He didn't go back to Disney for, I think they asked him about coming back for Pirates of the Caribbean. He didn't go back to it. So that could have still sailed him on further, but he probably
He done. I mean, like, and that's probably, truth be told, that's probably why Disney held on to Jonathan Majors, because Johnny Depp just hit the hey, he wasn't innocent. I mean, he wasn't guilty, and we kind of shunned him.
Right.
We're not gonna do that to somebody else and put our foot in our mouth, because Jonathan Majors is scheduled to be in like 5 or 6 Marvel movies.
Hey,
like,
we need you to. Hey, I hope this is innocent. Boy, I hope you innocent.
Hey, man. So, the fact that they went and locked his girlfriend up after they submitted that evidence is huge. You know what I'm saying? I believe Jonathan Majors.
That's really crazy.
It's crazy. How could you have evidence good enough to get the person locked up who's accusing you?
Yeah, the main accusation.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, buddy.
But here's the question I present to you.
Uh-huh.
How do you think that we can change this back to what it used to be?
Now, when you say back to what it used to be, give me a little bit more.
Like back to
I won't
where
get in trouble.
Masculine is masculine. Like, no, you're not trying to downplay your masculine to, I don't know, to help a female or boost up a female.
Well, if we're trying to walk the clock back and to get masculinity put back on the forefront or make it acceptable again, one thing that has to be prevalent is freedom of speech. Right. And your ability to be able to speak freely without your livelihood being in question. You know what I'm saying? Because I think in all, that's what it really boils down to. People still say what they want to say as long as it don't cost them money. When it start costing you money, that's when you have to say, hey, I got to support my family. So I can't afford to be unemployed because of my opinion. So that's when men start to hush up. If we can get to a point where maybe it starts back at the comedians. I think Dave Chappelle's one of the few comedians who actually get on stage and say what he wants to say because he's not backed by these large conglomerates. You can't fire somebody who's not being sponsored.
Exactly.
He gets his money based off the fact that he's a great comedian and Netflix is cutting the check. That's it. He's not on Budweiser commercials or nothing like that. There's no shared interest. So we have to find men who are willing to speak up and voice their opinions and be okay with the consequences, and we have to do it in mass. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, we got enough influencers where if enough of them stood up and spoke their opinion, they can't cancel everybody.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
Speaking of which, the Writers Guild and the actors, They just all went on strike.
I don't even understand what this is about, to be
I
honest
mean,
with you.
I think they want more money
I get that.
for their talents, and the higher ups didn't agree.
Oh, well, yeah, and I'm sure they unionized, and now everybody's like, well, we ain't doing nothing and stuff like that. And I get it, but, and this is me being a movie critic, most of these movies been sucking anyway. Like, let's just keep it a buck. Like,
Okay, what was the last movie you saw that you felt like
was good?
Yeah.
Was like a great movie?
Yeah.
Creed 3.
Okay. That was recent.
That shit came out in February.
That's recent.
We are in July.
We still in the same year though.
I got that. I got that. But if you think about how many movies were released between now and February, the only movie I saw that I was just like, top to bottom, from the performance to the writing to the cinematography, everything made sense, and that was a good movie. Even the soundtrack was good.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen a movie like that probably since Endgame.
What came after Creed 3?
So a lot of movies came out, wasn't worth a nickel.
I can't think of that right now.
That's my whole point. That's my whole point. You think about all the movies, Fast and Furious then came out, Marvel movies then came out, Top Gun, Ant-Man, that's a Marvel movie that came out. Guardians of the Galaxy, that was okay. But when you're talking about like sitting back in your seat watching it and just being like amazed at what you're watching,
right.
Creed 3 from start to finish was a complete project. And the idea that it was Michael B. Jordan's first shot at directing,
right.
I was just like, okay, cool. That's a solid project. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But yeah, I think if the writers are gonna want, maybe those things go hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the reason why these movies are all the same is because they're asking for these scripts so quickly that they can't develop the characters as they want to, and maybe that's part of the problem.
Maybe
y'all paying us pennies to do the script to begin with, and then when we try to take our times to give us something compelling, you guys are pushing the pin on us, telling us, hey, we need this by this date, and we can't really give quality things to you.
Right.
So maybe that's part of it. I hope that's part of it, because movies is ass right now.
I guess. I can't. Well, we can make a movie. Y'all want to make a movie? We can make a movie.
Hey, what y'all want to make a movie about? Y'all
ain't part of no Writers Guild, none of that.
We getting ready to do it. We gonna close out, but I want to get y'all thoughts. Like Departments with T.I. and all these folks. What y'all think about?
I ain't seen it yet. I gotta see it.
I ain't seen it. I seen the preview for it.
Yeah.
And
I feel like it's gonna be okay.
Okay.
I do feel like they might have an overload of comedians in it, which may be saturated, but I do feel like he might have a good backstory in it.
Gotcha.
Just from looking at ATL, he's gonna have something kind of in the background that will pull you in a little bit. But it does have a saturation of comedians, Instagram stars, and all that stuff.
Yeah, I seen that, and influencers, like, I got a hate-love relationship. Some of them I like, some of them I can't stand. You know what I mean? And that's just part of it. But I think we need to get back to whether that's successful or not. I think is like neither here nor there. I think the idea that it's an original piece, it's an original idea, I can subscribe to that more so than the success that it may or may not have. You know what I'm saying? We need more movies, more shows, more series that isn't based off of comic books. You know what I'm saying? That isn't based off of a book or a best-selling author of the New York Times. Like, that just goes back to freedom of speech and taking chances. Like, we are so afraid to take chances in 2023. Everybody's walking on eggshells. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these feminists can't wait for you to crack one of them. And it's like that deprives everybody of good entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of the best movies that I saw could have been highly offensive. Tropic Thunder is one of my favorite movies.
Big ass titties.
I mean, to this day, one of my favorite movies. They could never do that movie today.
You don't think so?
No, they could never take a white man and put blackface on and make him talk like a Negro. Oh no, I ain't gonna say like a Negro. Like a.
What do you mean?
Give me that goddamn belt. Oh man. And like this, it's just you'll never get that anymore, and it's a shame. I think Seth Rogen and his group was like the last hurrah of movies that were just hey, let's come up with this idea. 40-Year-Old Virgin, Pineapple Express,
Right,
Knocked Up, all these, This Is 40. These are just, forgetting Sarah Marshall, these are just movies
Right.
that people just say, hey, this would be funny. Let's go with it. You know what I mean? So,
But you know what? They probably entrusted the characters and the actors with a lot of improv as well. Like,
yeah.
hey, I'm gonna bring this to you. Do what you want with it. We know you don't put your stamp on it, so that's probably that too.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of like in the mode of like Coming to America and stuff, where you got so many comedians and stuff. You got to give them room to breathe. Keenan Iron Wayans was very good at bringing a whole bunch of comedians together and giving them room to breathe on a set. And every joke not gonna land, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But they have to have that latitude to be able to try it out. You know what I mean? And if it's a risky joke, that don't mean cut it out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I seen a post that said that the Keenan Ivory Wayne, the Wayne family need their flowers.
oh yeah, easy.
I seen it.
Easy.
They need their flowers.
Talented group of people. I mean, you think about how many niggas is Wayans. It's like, damn,
Right.
like when you think about
They
it.
had one guy. He was adopted into the family. The dude, the son on My Wife and Kids. He was adopted into the Wayne family.
Oh wow.
He's not a Wayne, but they treat him like he's a Wayne. You know?
Wow. I didn't even know, and this is something I don't know if y'all can go check this, go fact check me on this. You remember on Major Payne?
Yeah.
Remember Server like 38
Yeah.
That was a Wayans brother.
Oh, yeah.
I had no idea he was
Yeah.
one of the Wayans.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, I forget which one of them. He's like
He's
the kid.
he's one of the kids.
Yeah.
No, he might be a nephew. Yeah, he's one of the kids. I think.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's crazy, man. And then you got Damon Wayans, his son acted in the other guys,
Right.
and Let's Be Cops. Like,
Yeah.
so it's crazy to see it come full circle, where it's like they still out. Marlon's still
and then
dropping
Marlon's
stuff.
still dropping crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Like his show that was on Netflix. He
Yeah.
got a stand-up show.
Yeah, he did the Sextuplets or something like that.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good show. So yeah, man, shout out to the Wayans, man. If y'all flowers.
Right.
From Don't Be a Menace While Drinking Your Juice, I'm Gonna Get You Sucker.
Mm-hmm.
Scary Movies ain't been the same since y'all left. The
Right.
Wayans brother was a great show. I still watch that today. If I see it on TV,
I watch it.
I'm watching it. So shout out to y'all, man. I wish we could get a 2023 version of the Wayans where
Yeah.
we can just get back to the funny. Damn,
Right,
if it's offensive to some people. Family Guy's offensive to some people, but that's why I like the show.
Yeah.
If you took out the offensive shit, I wouldn't even watch it.
I think what we're gonna have to do is what they did, but you're gonna have to put it on its own network, pretty much.
Okay. I'd be with
way-
that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you come up with a network, and if you come into it, you already know what's on it. So if you come and be offensive, that's on your own,
Gotcha.
because you already know what it is. It's comedy. It might be sketchy. They don't push the line a little bit, but you came and you saw it on your own, so don't be offended.
Gotcha. Yeah. And I would definitely subscribe to that. So as always, maybe we can get on that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get on that motherfucker, talk some shit.
Holla at me, Marlon.
Hey, I'm not saying we was the first niggas to say this, but
Right.
we just said it just now. So I'll take a check.
Right.
I'll take a check. You know what I'm saying? But as always, man, we gonna go ahead and shine off, man. We got more content coming for y'all. As always, man, we got some more guests coming on the show.
For sure.
So, man, look, y'all stay tuned, man. We love y'all, man. Keep going into the comments below. Give us what your thoughts are. Subscribe. Please share and subscribe these videos.
Yeah.
So that way we can get those numbers up. I'm a numbers guy. I've been excoriated for being a numbers guy, but I'm a numbers guy.
He is a numbers guy.
So we want to get our subscriptions up. We want to get monetized. You know what I'm saying? We trying to turn profit over here. So
Right.
look out for your boy. Subscribe, share the video. Let me know if you're interested in coming on the show. We got information below. You can hit us on all social media platforms. It's your boy, Mr. Snapsode.
It's your boy KG.
And we out.
Yeah.
Yeah.